Welcome to another mini episode of the Z-Poc Nation. So I'm going to get right into the skinny of it. Mr. Torres from Torres Vs Zombies is calling it quits, throwing in the towel for personal reasons. And I by no means am a person who has any room to judge or to encourage him to continue doing podcasting, because I myself had to walk away from it for a while. Granted, I'm bringing it back after some time to myself and reflecting on it. But ever since I got into this this zombie survival subculture of, I guess, quote unquote experts, I've met some very colorful people, and I've met lots of very paranoid people. I've met lots of self-centered, self-righteous people. But the biggest thing that really permeates through this whole subculture of people, I guess, especially when it comes to the world of podcasting and video casting, is the latent and underlying disdain that a lot of us all have for each other. I have no delusions that I'm probably equal parts hated, loved, and respected. I'm very well aware that there are a solid number of people out there that fucking hate me. And that's fine. People don't usually like the kinds of people like me who come along and ruffle the feathers, give everybody a hard time, call things out, talk about the elephant in the room, the 800-pound gorilla in the room. I like to talk about that. I like to break down the fourth walls, and lots of people in this society, I guess, that we're in, don't really like that. They like their own little micro universe. They like their own little home turf, and they don't like anyone asking questions about that turf. And everyone has something to say about everybody else. And have you heard what he said? He's kind of a jerk, or this guy is an asshole. I will say, with all honesty, that I was told that Torres was somebody to keep an eye on, that he couldn't really be trusted. And I'm a big believer in the phrase trust but verify. I trust people's opinions, but I like to gauge my own opinion, see if there's any validation for it, because maybe the guys over at that group that are trying to sue me or threaten to sue me, maybe there are people out there that think that they're stand-up fucking guys. If you ask me my opinion, I can guarantee you it's going to be a stark contrast to what the believers think. So I took it upon myself to start kind of getting to know Torres and to make my own opinion. And unfortunately, it was around 6 months, a year ago, when I realized Torres is a pretty fucking cool guy. And now he's bidding us all a fucking fond farewell. But I just wanted to get on the air and just say to Torres and El Jefe that you guys were nothing but gentlemen, and I'm gonna miss you guys. And I raise my glass to you. Today it's coffee. But if you listened to Torres' previous episode, he did say something that haunted me and resonated with me personally. and that was that you will never hear him again, and he's calling it quits, and he doesn't think he's going to come back, and whatnot. And he also said something very telling. He said that he's not getting paid for this, and none of us are. Some people get some gear here or there, or I got some pipe tobacco. That's where I'm at in this world. Thanks, ATA. I'll take it. But at the end of the day, we all still have to go back to our jobs. So I say this, Torres. I'm not going to ask you to stay. I'm not even going to ask you to come back. But I promised everybody that I was done and I was gone. And here I am, month and a few days away from the return of the actual podcast. Never say never, my friend. Take your time off, because at the end of the day, none of us are getting paid for this. Why does it matter if you don't release an episode this week or that week? And I say that to anyone. If you have a podcast, if you don't, if you're thinking about getting into it, they all say, the keys to a successful podcast are to be consistent. And what the fuck is a successful podcast? I'm not Adam Carolla. I'm certainly not Joe Rogan. I'm not Mark Maron. I don't think I'm ever going to reach the point where this becomes my job. Sitting in this fucking chaos around me. If any dope ever paid me to do this, I would seriously question their mental stability. Having said that, do a show when you want. And I'm not talking to Torres necessarily, but when he said, I am never coming back, it hit me. Because that's what I said. And I meant it when I said it. I said I'll never quit something twice. You know what? Fuck it. I will quit this podcast 10 times if I want to. Because it's my fucking podcast. If you don't like it, you go subscribe to another show. As long as I'm having fun, I will sit here in this den of misery that I find myself in, talking into this, and doing my thing. But with that, Torres, El Jefe, and the Zombies, here at Z-Poc Nation, we have a special way of saying goodbye to people, and that way of saying goodbye is to say eat shit and fuck off.